أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدني علما آمين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to LQ Milton, class number 55. Inshallah, we'll begin lesson number 12 today. Lesson number 10, lesson number 11, and lesson number 12 basically is the foundation of fi'l mudari. Please mute yourself. Number, can you mute? Jazakallah. Apologies for starting the class a bit late today. We had some technical issues, unknown reasons, but alhamdulillah the class is on. So, as I was saying, class number lesson number 10, 11 and 12, basically Dr. Saab is teaching us the foundation of fi'l mudari. Okay. In book 1 and the lessons in the beginning of book 2, we solidified our understanding of fi'l madi or the past tense. Before we begin lesson number 12, let's quickly recap some of the concepts that we have learned, and this is a very important chart. This chart here, everyone who's learning Arabic should memorize this chart. Okay, it's very important for our understanding of Quran. We'll come to that. As we know, the detached pronouns or damir munfasil, there are 14 of them. Okay, huwa huma hum, hiya huma hunna, anta antuma antum, anti antuma antunna, ana nahnu. Right, we know that. Huwa huma hum, hiya huma hunna, third person. Anta antuma antum, anti antuma antunna, second person. Ana nahnu, first person. We all know that. We all have memorized those 14. The verb that we picked today is fa'ala. Fa'ala, right? Fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alata, fa'alna, fa'alta, fa'altuma, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna. Right. So, if I am addressing or I am talking about somebody who is in front of me something, I will use falta. We all know that, and we all know how to identify the file. Whenever there is a verb, there is always a doer of the action, right? Whenever there is an action, there has to be a doer of the action, and we all know that. Okay. So, in fa'ala the verb is mustatir, hidden, estimation of it is huwa. In fa'ala the doer of the action is alif, the doer of the action in fa'alu is wow, the doer of the action in fa'alat mustatir, hidden, taqdiruhu hiya. Fa'alata, where is the doer of the action? Alif. Fa'alna, where is the doer of the action? Na. Fa'alta, where is the doer of the action? Ta. Tuma, tum, ti, tuma, tunna, tu, na. They are all doer of the action. Okay. So, when we are reading Quran and the past tense comes, as the student of Arabic language, we would know who is the doer of the action, depending on if we can identify from the past tense. Very important. We have learned this concept, but this is just revision. Now comes fail mudare.
So in faal the file is in faal.
Only in huwa and hiya form file is mustatir. For everyone, the file is mawjood. Ta is the file. Ta is the file. Fail mudare. Yaf'alu. Fa'ala yaf'alu. Where is the file? Mustatir. Okay. Now we are talking mudare, the present tense, and it also represents future tense. Yaf'alu, he does, right? File mustatir, taqdiruhu huwa, right? Yaf'alani, where is the file? Alif. Yaf'aluna, where is the file? Wow. Taf'alu, where is the file? Mustatir, taqdiruhu hiya. Taf'alani, where is the file? Alif. Yaf'alna, where is the file? Noon is the file. Taf'alu, where is the file? Mustatir, taqdiruhu anta. Taf'alani, where is the file? Alif. Taf'aluna, where is the file? Wow. Taf'alina, where is the file? Ya. Taf'alani, where is the file? Alif. Taf'alna, where is the file? Noon. Af'alu, naf'alu, file mustatir. So, let us use the black one. Fa. Okay, let us use the red one. Fa'ala, fa'alat, file, mustatir. Mustatir means hidden. Yaf'alu, taf'alu, taf'alu, af'alu, naf'alu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in your pocket, the file is mustatir. Taqdiruhu, whatever, huwa for yafalu, and tafalu hiya, tafalu anta, afalu ana, and nafalu nahnu. Anything that is not circled in red, we can actually identify the doer of the action. We can identify the doer of the action. Okay. Yafalu, tafalu, tafalu, afalu, nafalu, we call it 5 in your pocket. So, whenever they come, the file is always mustatir. Remember that. Okay, remember that. What about yaf'alna and taf'alna? Hunna and antunna, they are mabni. Anyways, we'll talk about these two. They are two very special verbs in mudare. okay, in mudare. Even though yaf'alna noon is the file, taf'alna noon is the file, but they are mabni, they don't change their uniform. They remain, taf'alna will remain taf'alna, yaf'alna will remain yaf'alna. We'll figure out why. So this is mudare. So keep this chart in your mind. Anything that is circled in red, the file is mustatir. Okay. So when we're reading the Quran, now how you see how this is madi and this is mudare? What is the difference? How do I identify a mudare in a Quran? The sign of mudare here is ya, ta, ya, ta, and then hamza and noon. So whenever a verb comes in the Quran, we have to identify whether Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking in a past tense or he is talking in the present tense, which is also denoting future tense, right? So I know you know that, but most people who are new to Arabic language, when they are reading Quran, they need to identify whether it is a mudare or a like a present tense or a past tense. So this is the sign. These are the sign. Ya, ta, hamza and noon is the sign to identify whether it is a mudare. So that's that. Fail amr in Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also uses fail amr or a verb of order. And we have done this exercise how to make an amr from the mudare. I'm not going to do that today. Taf'alu, if'al. Taf'alani, if'ala. So here when I say taf'alu, he does if'al. If'al means do. You're ordering somebody or a humble request, right? We know that. So if'al, if'ala, if'alu, if'ali, if'ala, if'alna. Now if'al, where is the file? Mustatir. Taqdiruhu anta. So I'm going to put a red circle here too. If'ala, where is the file? Alif, mawjood. If'alu, where is the file? Wow, mawjood. If'ali, where is the file? Ya. If'ala, where is the file? Alif. If'alna, where is the file? Noon is the file. So when it comes to the amar, only anta form, the file is mustatir, right? So we should really memorize this chart. This is a very important.
Take a photo and share it.
Yes, please. We will do that. We will do that after the class. Will take a picture and we'll share that. So anything that is red circled, the file is mustatir, taqdir, whatever it is representing, estimation, whatever it is representing. The rest of them, why this is important for us to memorize this or understand this, because when we're reading the Quran, we need to identify it's a madi or a mudare or an amar, number one. Number two, who's doing the action? Is it one person, two people, or more than two? Plurals, singular, dual, or plural, right? So this is how we identify it. Now comes to this very important chart. This very important chart. We all know the concept of marfu, mansoob, majroor and majzoom. We all know that, right? We all know that what is marfu form, what is mansoob form, what is majroor form, and what is majzoom form, right. These are the harakats. When it comes to an ism, a noun, can noun be marfu? Check mark. Nouns can be marfu. Very important, because going forward, when in the next lessons, Dr. Saab will be using the mudare, heavily use the mudare, and then at very soon the mudare will come into different forms. We will talk about them. Can nouns be mansoob? Yes. Check mark. Can nouns be majroor? Yes. Check mark. Can noun be majzoom? Never.
So like you gave an example,
Muhammadan and Muhammadin. Right? Muhammadun, Muhammadan, and Muhammadin. So, very important. Ism, noun can be marfu, mansoob, and majroor, but they are never majroor. We don't have to say that, but we think about it that way. When we are reading the Quran and the ism comes in, the grammatical value that we would give to the ism, that grammatical value could be in a marfu form, could be in a mansoob form, or could be in a majroor form. But we never will give a grammatical value of an ism or noun to a majzoom form, right. So, that is ism, it is very easy, we know that. Then come fail madi, failo madin, past tense. Can they be marfu? No. I will tell you why. Can they be mansoob? No. Can they be majroor? No. Can they be majzoom? No. Why? Because they are all mabni. We do not assign any grammatical or haraka, we do not define it as marfu, mansoob, or majroor to fail madi or past tense, because they are mabni.
So this sometimes I read this fail madi is always by default they are marfu.
Fail mudare is by default marfu, and ism is by default marfu, but then they change there, but not the madi. Madi are mabni, they are mabni, they do not change. The most you can say fa'ala, failo madin, mabni ala fatah.
Oh, ism is always marfu.
Yeah, ism is always marfu. Ism by default are always marfu. Got it. I don't want to go ahead, but since Namba you said it, fa'ala, the way we would grammatically say to fa'ala, failo madin, mabni ala fatah. That's it. Mabni. They are all mabni. We do not assign marfu, mansoob, or majroor or majzoom grammatical value to the fail madi. So that's why we say cross, 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 and cross for fail madi. Remember that. Okay. So why is it important? Because when we are reading the Quran, we do not want to confuse ourselves, right. Then come fail amar. Okay, fail amar. This is fail amar. Yeah, this is fail amar. There is two-way communication. There is communication going on with the class, and there is communication going on with the students who are present here. Fail amar are majzoom only. Okay, they are only majzoom. And we have done this exercise just for the quick reference, taf'alu is marfu. So, make it majzoom, this dhamma will go away and we will put the jazm there to make it majzoom, right. So, fi'l amar, they can never be marfu, they can never be mansoob, they can never be majroor, they are only majzoom. They can only come in a majzoom form. That is important. Then come fi'l mudare, present tense. They can be marfu, they can be mansoob, they can never be majroor, but they can also be majzoom. Okay, that's important. Now, madi is easy. Madi is mabni, right? Madi is mabni. Fi'l amar, they are all majzoom. Fi'l mudare can be marfu, can be mansoob, and can be majzoom. There is no majroor in fi'l mudare. Okay, there is no majroor in fi'l mudare. When I say yaf'alu, is it marfu? How do I know it's marfu? There is a dhamma there, just like Muhammadun, yaf'alu. The dhamma is a sign of it being marfu. When I say yaf'alani, is it marfu? Yes. What is the sign of it being marfu? Noon. Noon is the sign of it being marfu. Yaf'aluna, where is the sign of it being marfu? Noon. Taf'alu, dhamma. Taf'alani, noon is the sign of it being marfu. Yaf'alna, now yaf'alna is mabni. This noon here representing the doer of the action, the fa'il, right. But we have already established that fi'l mudare can be marfu, can be mansoob, and can be majzoom. So, if yaf'alna comes in the Quran, or we come across yaf'alna or taf'alna, how do I define? How do I define it? Right, because they are mabni, there is no visible sign of it being marfu, mansoob, or majzoom, because this noon is not in this case representing the sign of it marfu, but it is representing the doer of the action. And it is making sense. So, in case let us say this is coming in the form of a marfu form, then we say fi'lu mudarin mabni ala sakun fi mahalli rafin. We do not have to memorize this at this time. If it is coming in the form of mansoob, we say fi'lu mudarin mabni ala sakun fi mahalli nasbin. We will learn that. If it is coming in a majzoom form, we say fi'lu mudarin mabni ala sakun fi mahalli jazmin. Okay. Just to make sense that whether it is coming in a marfu form, mansoob form, or a majzoom form, they are very special. If you get it, that is fine. If you do not get it, do not worry, because there is an entire lesson coming in book 2 to explain this concept. I am just saying, taf'alu, is it marfu? Yes. Dhamma is the sign. Taf'alani, noon is the sign. Taf'aluna, noon is the sign. Taf'alina, noon is the sign. Taf'alani, noon is the sign of it being marfu. Af'alu, dhamma. Naf'alu, dhamma. Are they mansoob? Marfu? Yes. Yes. Now watch very carefully. What's going to happen? We are going ahead of what the doctor will be teaching us, but it's very important. What happens when the fi'l mudare will move from a marfu form, from a marfu state into a mansoob state? What happens? Watch carefully. Yaf'alu. Is it marfu? What is the sign of marfu? Dhamma. Now let's move yaf'alu from a marfu form into a mansub form. What should I do? I put the fatah there and I get rid of dhamma. Yaf'ala. Right? Yaf'ala. Now, what if I want to move yaf'alu into a majzoom form? What will happen? Get rid of both the dhamma and the fatah. Yaf'al. Right? So, these three moods, fil mudari, they are called mu'rab, or they have three moods, can come in the Quran. Yaf'alu, yaf'ala, yaf'al. They can come in the Quran. Under what circumstances we have not learned that yet, but what I am saying is that going through the chart, we would know the mudari can come into these three moods. Yaf'alani. What is the sign of it being marfu? Noon. Now, let us move this mudari from marfu form into a mansub form. What should we do? Here we replace the dhamma with the fatah. I will simply remove the noon. I will simply remove the noon and I do not do anything with it. It will become mansub. But what if yaf'alani will move from a mansub form into a majzub form? Same thing. Yaf'ala. Yaf'alani, yaf'ala, yaf'ala. Fi'l mudari can never be majroor, right? But how do I know in which state? We will learn that. The context of the ayah will tell us whether it is coming in a mansub form or in a majzoom form. We will learn about that. Okay? Lam yalid wa lam yulad. Yaf'aluna. Is it marfu? Yes. What if I am moving from yaf'aluna from a marfu state into a mansub state? What should I do? Remove the noon. Moving it into a majzoom state, remove the noon. It will be yaf'alu. Taf'alu. Marfu? Yes.
We remove this noon from yaf'aluna. So
We will put a hamza to waqaya to protect the waw. To protect the waw. Yeah, we will do that. It's the same with fa'alu. Hamza to waqaya. To protect the waw. To protect the verb. Because why? Because if there is a waw after that, then it will be confused. Taf'alu is marfu. Taf'alu is marfu. Make it majzoom, make it mansub, taf'ala. Make it majzoom, taf'al. Very good. Easy, huh? It's easy. Taf'alani. Is it marfu? Yes. Make it mansub, taf'ala. Make it majzoom, taf'ala. Yaf'alna. Is it marfu? Yes. Make it mansub, yaf'alna. Make it majzoom, yaf'alna. It will remain yaf'alna. It will remain yaf'alna because there is no visible sign of either the noon or the dhamma there. But going through the ayah of the Quran, we will be able to understand in which form it is coming, and that's something we will learn later. Taf'alu, marfu, make it mansub, taf'ala and taf'al. Taf'alani, taf'ala, taf'ala. Taf'aluna, taf'alu, taf'alu. Taf'alina, taf'ali, taf'ali. Remove the noon. Taf'alani, taf'ala, taf'ala. Taf'alna, mabni. We don't want to touch hunna and antunna. Yeah, we don't want to touch hunna and antunna. They are mabni. Af'alu, af'ala, af'al. Naf'alu, naf'ala, naf'al. Okay, they can never be majroor. They can be marfu, they can be mansub, they can majzoom.
Are there any exceptions where fi'l mudari does not have those symbols in the start, like ya, ta?
No,
Hamza and
no. Mudare has to come with these ya, ta, hamza, and the noon.
there is no exception.
No, no. That's how we would identify it as a fi'l mudare, as a present tense. Fi'l amar, they are always majzoom. We don't have to worry about them being marfu, mansub, or majroor. They are majzoom. That's it. They come in only one form, right? They only come in one form. So this chart is very important. And how to make mudare from a marfu form into a mansub form into a majzoom form, we have some idea. We'll keep doing it. We'll keep repeating it many times, but this is just an introduction, right?
So, is it okay for me to assume that fi'l amr always starts with e? So we are
No. We already established how we make fi'l amr. If there is a dhamma sign on the an kalima, then we put a dhamma in the beginning, and but if otherwise it's kasra. Otherwise it's kasra. Now let's make fi'l amr from taf'alu. Okay, taf'alu. Quickly, how do we? There is a mathematics involved in it. Okay, there is a mathematics involved in it. We know that taf'alu, is it mudare? How do I know it's mudare? Ta. So if I want to make it amar, then what should I do? First I should remove the ta, because it's for taf'alu, for not to be in a marfu form, I have to remove the ta. So I remove the ta. Okay. Second thing, I know that amar, they are always majzoom. Second thing what I do is, so I remove the ta first, make it majzoom, this dhamma has to go away, and I make it a jazm there. I cannot pronunciate because the fa kalima has the sukoon on it, So I have to bring hamza. What is the sign on the an kalima? Fatah. So I put a kasra under the hamza. It will be if'al. Now I can say it, if'al, if'ala, if'alu, if'ali, if'ala, if'alna. I keep removing the sign of mudare, and I keep making them majzoom. So if I want to make taf'alani majzoom, I have to remove the noon here. The last one, taf'alna, I cannot remove the noon, because this is not the sign of it being mudare. This is the doer of the action. So I cannot do it. So it will be if'alna. If'alna. So it's not confusing. We have been learning about these concepts, but today we are just kind of putting them in a chart form. It simplifies it. It kind of makes us more clarification about. Madi is easy. Madi is always mabni. So Madi has nothing to do with marfu mansub form, mudare, marfu mansub and majzoom form. Ism can be marfu mansub and majroor. We know that. So this puts things in a chart form. Let's start lesson number 12. There are 4 kind of verbs used in lesson number 12, and those are huwa form, hiya form, anta form, and antum form. 4. Huwa, hiya, anta, and hunna form as well. 5.
What's the page number?
Page number 84. 84, old book. Old book. Now watch very carefully, okay, because Dr. Saab is bringing in fi'l mudare in this lesson. Hamid, Maza taf'alina ya Umma Ahmad. Maza taf'alina. So he is, so now when I read this sentence, Maza taf'alina ya Umma Ahmad, what is the first thing that should come into my mind? I know you know that. Ahmad is talking in a mudare form, in a present tense form. Okay, he is not talking in, and how do I know? Because there is a verb in this sentence, and that verb has taf'alina, and that has a sign of, where is taf'alina? There is taf'alina, sign of mudare there. So he is now talking to taf'alina, and taf'alina goes to anti. And what is anti? Second person feminine singular. So he is talking to somebody who is feminine singular in a second form. Maza, what? Taf'alina, you are doing. Ya Umma Ahmad, O mother of Ahmad. Why Umma? Why not Ummu? Ya. Because when Ya harfu nida comes and it is followed by, and the munada is mudaf, then the munada will become mansub. That is a grammatical rule, right? Ya Umma Ahmad. Now Umma is munada because it is, but it is also a mudaf. It is also a mudaf, right? Where is the mudaf alayh? Ahmad, Ahmada. Now Ahmadu is a diptote, mabnu min as-sarf, right? So in its majroor form it will be Ahmada. Okay, Ahmada. That's why I like the old books better, because there are no signs, so we put the signs there. It's an extra effort. But I'll get myself the new set in Mumbai. Yeah, I'll get myself a new set. Ummu Ahmada, mother of. Now suddenly ya Umma Ahmada will become Ummu Ahmada, because now there is no ya there. Mother of Ahmad says Abhasu, Bahasa. What is the meaning of Bahasa? He found, or looking, he looked. Abhasu, mudare form, yabhasu. When I say I am looking, abhasu, I am looking. Now Ummu Ahmada replying back to Hamid in mudare form, right? Abhasu, I am looking, right? Abhasu, where is the file? Alif is the sign of, yeah. See, yaf'alu, tafalu, tafalu, afalu, nafalu. The 5 in your pocket file is mustatir. The file is mustatir. Is something which is, if you remember it, fine. If you don't, this is very interesting about Arabic language is so mathematical in nature. You know how we say 5 in your pocket, yafalu, tafalu, tafalu, afalu and nafalu. Yafalu and tafalu, the first two, when they come in a sentence, file can be mustatir or can be mawjood. Remember that. When they come, the file can be mustatir and file can be mawjood, can be present or it can be hidden. When it comes to tafalu, afalu and nafalu, the file is always mustatir. It is not mawjood, it is understood. this is something I texted you yesterday because I was thinking something and then I had to jot it down. So I, but this is just an extra.
We're talking about the huwa and hiya.
Yeah, the third person in the 5 in your pocket, the file can be mustatir and can be mawjood in the sentence, but for the other ones. Anyway, this is an extra information. If you remember it, fine. If you don't know, you have something, Shajil bhai?
No, I was saying not just for the third person, also for the first person. Right? For the afalu,
Afalu, nafalu,
it's mustatir.
yeah, but for huwa and hiya, the file can also be mawjood. Sometimes file can be mawjood, can be present in the sentence. So Ummu Ahmad said, Abhasu, I am looking, anid dawa, Ahmad, right? Akbar, anid dawai, no cell phones.
All right.
Anid dawai, okay, Abhasu anid dawai. Now I am looking for what? This is the fail, mutaaddi. It needs a maf'ulun bihi, right? It needs a maf'ulun bihi, an object. I am looking for something, so now I have to bring in, where is the maf'ulun bihi? Ad-dawa. I am looking for the medicine. But what is this undoing here? Anybody? Is a harf jar?
Yeah.
Hmm?
It's hard.
Harf jar, but what is it doing? Why? I mean, abhasu anid dawai. Why we cannot say abhasu ad dawa? Because maf'ulun bihi are mansub. Because the verb bahasa always come with harf jar an. This is a rule.
It gives a direction.
You can say that. The verb bahasa always comes with an. So anid dawai. I'm looking for the medicine. Allazi. What is allazi? Ism mawsula, allazi which akhastuhu minal mustashfa amsi. Akhastuhu. What follows ism mawsula? Silatul mawsul, right? So where is the silatul mawsul? Akhastuhu minal mustashfa amsi. The entire jumla is silatul mawsul for allazi. So remember, whenever ismu mawsula allazi, allazina, allati, allati, ismu mawsula comes in the Quran, it will always be followed by silatul mawsul, because you cannot keep mum about who are we talking about. I am looking for the medicine which I have to explain now, or whom I have to explain now. It will always be followed by silatul mawsul. So which akhastuhu, fail, fa'il and maf'ulun bihi, they both. Where is the fail in akhastuhu? Where is the fail in akhastuhu? Akhaz, only akhaz. Where is the file? Tu. Where is the maf'ulun bihi, the object? Who. So it's a complete jumla failure. Fail, file and maf'ulun bihi, which I got it, akhastuhu, I got it, minal mustashfa, jar majrur, from the hospital. Amsi is your zarf, yesterday. Hamid said, huwa alal maktabi fi ghurfati. What kind of jumla is this? Ismiya, nominal sentence, right? Because it is beginning with the noun, with an ism. Where is the mubtada? Huwa. Alal maktabi is your khabar, jarun wa majrurun, shibu jumla, khabar, phrase. It is on the desk. Fi ghurfati. How many words in fi ghurfati? 3 words. Fi, ghurfatu and ya mutakallim, in my room. It is on the desk in my room. Shadil bhai.
So in Hastuhu, you said it is I took it,
I got it.
I got it. Okay. So if I look in Fail Mudare,
It's not mudare. Shadil bhai, it is fail madi. Akhaza. The verb is akhaza.
because
Who-
when I saw the
Yeah, yeah. It's not. It's
This one is akhasta is if you can look into the ana, it will say akhastu means fa'altu.
yeah. Akhaza is not marfu.
Akhastu.
There is no sign of dhamma there. Akhaza is madi. Akhastuhu. I took it or I got it from the hospital yesterday. Okay, Hamid said huwa alal maktabi fi ghurfati. It is on the desk in my room. Fi harf jar, ghurfati without the ya mutakallim is ism majroor, wa huwa mudaf and ya mutakallim mudaf alayh. Right? Ghurfati. Kaifa halukil yawma. How are you today? How are you today? Why I am saying haluki? Because Hamid is talking to Ummu Ahmada, right? Ummu Ahmada, and she is singular, and she is feminine, and she is second person, and we know ki is the attached pronoun for second person feminine singular. Kaifa. But if Hamid will be using it for masculine, haluka. What if Hamid will be using it for masculine more than two? Halukum. Right? So we know that. We know the damir muttasil detached pronoun. So he is asking kaifa halukil yawma, how are you today? Right? La'allaka, la'allaki, la'allaki, la'allakil yawm, yawma ahsanu. Now lalla comes. I hope you are well today. Ahsanu means well today or better. It's actually better today, not well, better today. Lalla comes. Lalla is min akhawatu inna. Okay, what is inna? Harfu tawkidin wa nasbin, right? Same with, and lalla will be always be followed by an ism, and that ism will always be mansub, and then the khabar of lalla will be marfu. Now la'allakil yawma ahsanu. I hope you are better today. So lalla comes. Where is the ismu lalla? Ki. Is it mansub? Yes, because ki is mabni. We know that all the damirs, whether they are attached or detached, they are all mabni. They are mabni. Where is the khabar lalla? Ahsanu. Ahsanu is the khabar lalla, marfu. Al yawma is the zarf, right? Al yawma is the zarf. Ummu Ahmada said, Naam, yes, harful jawab, yes. Ana al yawma ahsanu. I am better today. Ana is your mubtada and khabar is ahsanu. Al yawma is the zarf, we know that. Walhamdulillahi, and all praises belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hamid said, now mata tazhabina ila al mustashfa. Verb comes. Okay, tazhabina. Is it a madi or is it a mudare? Mudare. How do we know? The sign of ta. The sign of ta. And tazhabina, taf anti again. Taf alina, tazhabin. You see the pattern? Zahaba, yazhabu. 5 in your pocket, yazhabu, tazhabu, azhabu, nazhabu. For anti, tazhabina. Where is the file in tazhabina? Ya is the file. Is it coming in a marfu form? Yes. What is the sign of it being marfu tazhabina? Noon. And how do I identify it as a mudare? The sign of ta is there. You know, we'll keep repeating these things for the next many months. We'll keep repeating it for the first many months. Akbar, you're fine because you lived there, but for most of us, we have to identify these small little things to make some sense out of these sentences and these verbs. Mata tazhabina. When are you going? Zahaba means he went. Yazhabu, he goes. When are you going? Ilal mustashfa, to the hospital. Ummu Ahmada said, Sa'azhabu ba'ada sa'atin inshallah. Remove sa from here for a second here. For a second, imagine there is no sa, the sa there. Then it is azhabu ba'da sa'atin inshallah. The meaning would be I am going after an hour if Allah wills. This sa is called harfu istiqbal. I think we talked about it in the past. Fail mudare, and this is something we have to remember in Quran when comes, and this is the beauty of Arabic language. Most people question why Quran came in Arabic. There is a reason for it. There is a very important logic behind why this language was chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? When fail mudare comes in, it represents not only the present but future as well. But what if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only wants to talk about the future, then this harfu istiqbal sa comes in. Any example in Quran? Sayaqulu sufahau. The foolish will say. Will. I am not using are here. I am not using the present tense. I am using the future tense here. Will say. The foolish will say. So, this harfu istiqbal if joins with the verb with the fail mudare, then it is exclusively for future. Remember that. And there is another particle saufa which we have not learned in Ambai. Yeah, was seen and saufa. So, yeah, exactly. Yes. So, that is another concept, seen harfu istiqbal, and saufa can also be used as harfu istiqbal, but then it is near future and then distant future. There is a distinction there, but it is for future. So, Ummu Ahmada is saying Sa'azhabu, I will go, not I am going, I will go. Ba'da, okay, Sa'azhabu, where is the file? Where is the file in this sentence? Mustatir, taqdiruhu ana. Af'alu azhabu. Af'alu azhabu, and harfu istiqbal joined to make it exclusively for future. I will go. Ba'da is your zarf, after sa'atin mudafale, after an hour, inshallah, if Allah wills.
So, can I say whenever a verb has seen in the start, it's also symbolizing A is fail mudare, right?
If fail mudare, if there is a verb, yeah, mudare has a seen in the front of it, then it is harfu istiqbal.
I just want to exclude that it cannot be mad.
Yes, exactly. Yes. It's not madi. Right. Hamid said, Ma'a. So she, Ahmad said, Azhabu ba'da sa'atin inshallah. I will go after an hour if Allah wills. Hamid said, Ma'a man tazhabina. Tazhabina. Immediately my mind knows that it is mudare. Where is the file in tazhabina? Akbar? Where is the file in tazhabina? Ya. Ya is the file. And is it marfu? Yes. What is the sign of it being marfu? Noon. Right? Now, just for the fun of it, tazhabina, make it mansub. tazhabi, tazhabi, make it mazzoom, tazhabi. Okay, just for the fun of it, because we remove the noon, which is a sign of it marfu, it will be mazzoom and it will be mansoob. Now, for the fun of it, make it fail amar, izhabi, izhabi. You've been using these words all your life, but you didn't know how these verbs were made. Ji, izhabi, izhabi. So Ummu Ahmad said, Ma'a man Hamid said, Ma'a man tazhabina, with whom you are going. Ma'a man, with whom. Ma'a man tazhabina, with whom you are going. Ummu Ahmad said, Sa'azhabu ma'a Ahmada. I am going, I will go, not I am going, I will go with Ahmad. See, I changed my translation here. I'm not going to say I am going, I will go, because the harfu istiqbal come, I will go with Ahmad. And Hamid said, and this is the last sentence we'll do, Inam Bhai, because we have almost 1 hour, and it's an important sentence. Hamid said, Atarifina tabibata allati zahabti ilayha amsi. Simple translation first. Arafa. What is the meaning of, what is the verb? What is the meaning of Arafa? He knew, not know, he knew. Past tense, right? He knew. Arafa ya'rifu, he knows, right? Ya'rifu ta'rifina, singular, feminine, second person. What is this? Hamzatu istifham. Ata'rifina, do you know? Do you know? Right? In a present tense, ta'rifina, do you know? Hamzatu istifham is a particle of interrogation. Okay? Do you know what? Or whom? Right? It's a fail mutaaddi, transitive verb. Right? So, I need to bring in the object, maf'ulun bihi, and that object will always be mansoob, number 1. Number 2, it will be an ism, at-tabibata. Do you know the doctor? Allati comes in Quran. Which is it? Ismu Mawsula? Yes, it is Ismu Mawsula. What should follow Ismu Mawsula? Silatul Mawsul. Zahabti ilayha amsi. Zahabti. What is Zahabti? Zahabti. She went. Yes, it's Madi. Where is the file in Zahabti? T is the file. Now we are, see, we are moving in this sentence, we are moving from a mudare into a Madi. Atarifin. This is all Dr. Saab is doing. It's prompting our mind to think what's going on in the sentence, right? So, atarifina tabibata, do you know the doctor? Allati, which? Zahabti. Zahabti. You went. Sorry, it's in anti form. Zahabti, ti, anti form. You went. Ilaiha, to her, amsi, yesterday. Right? You went. Zahabti, ilaiha, amsi. Ila is your harf jar. Ha is your ism majroor and amsi is your zarf. I think we will stop here, but moving forward, these mudare forms with the Madi form will come from left and right, okay, with left and right. So, now we will practice as much as we can, because if we know everything that is going on here, a lot of the things in Quran will start to make sense. Inam bhai,
Because Quran is valid for today and future,
future.
you will see Mudare more than Madi.
Mudare is more than Madi, because and this is what the beauty is. When and it has been said that the Quran is until the day of judgment, right? The day of judgment. So if that is true, and this is why the Arabic language was chosen, because the Mudare is representing not to. And one important thing, everyone, whenever you read Quran and then there is a Mudare comes in the ayah, just stop there and ponder upon that ayah. Okay, it's very important. What is this ayah saying? Okay, what is the situation here? What is this ayah saying? And since the Mudare is used in that ayah, you will definitely find same phenomena is going in the present day and era. Should be going there. It should be that scenario or situation should be going. And think about it. The Quran came 1400 years ago. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using a Mudare in Quran, that ayah is still valid today, because that phenomena is still going today. And if think about it, in future that phenomena will continue. Will continue. It will never be obsolete. It will never be obsolete. It was applicable in the past for Sahaba and at that era, and for 1400 plus years it remained valid, and each and every single moment or second of 1400 and plus years it is valid today, and it will remain valid. So I am inviting you, when you spot a Mudare in Quran, think about it, and you will see that phenomena is not going to be obsolete, never. That's a challenge Quran is giving. With that, we'll finish. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Laha ma kasabat wa alayha maktasabat. Rabbana la tu'akhizna in nasina aw akhtana. Rabbana wa la tahmil alayna isran kama hamaltahu alal lazina min qablina. Rabbana wa la tuhammilna ma la taqata lana bih. Wa'fu anna waghfir lana warhamna anta maulana fansurna alal qawmil kafirin. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.